Hello and welcome to Perspectives. It doesn't matter which perspective I see it from, Karachi in particular and Pakistan in general. Is just very tired of the law and order situation, of the direct and indirect price Pakistan is paying in this war on terror, be it external, be it internal. And not just the war on terror, but what has taken birth from the war on terror. Yesterday we had a full discussion with Mr. Hussain Harun. We were talking about Karachi, and he said it started in the 70s with the Afghan war, and which is quite right. That's when Pakistan took in arms, drugs, crime, lawlessness, and that has never left us. It has multiplied itself in various forms, be it mafias, be it gangs, be it political parties, however you want to see it. But Pakistan has been completely gripped by lawlessness. And as we go deeper and deeper into the global war on terror today, our problems keep compounding themselves. Today, the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Nawaz Sharif, came to Karachi firstly and had meetings and had discussions in an effort to find an amicable solution to Karachi's problems. The main political parties, Muttahida Qawmi Movement, PTI to an extent, ANP, Pakistan People's Party, have all been making different comments and demands. But MQM has been demanding an army intervention. But history has shown that such intervention is not necessarily in favor of the political parties or the country. So now, a very delicate position, a very delicate situation for Mr. Mohammad Nawaz Sharif, but I think kudos to him that he has handled it so far amicably and very delicately, because this is a very delicate matter. Nobody really knows how to sort it out. In his various discussions, also his press conference and the speech he made today, you can see that he's trying to tread this very carefully, given that PMLN has the federation and this Karachi is a provincial matter to a great extent, but the people of Karachi do not necessarily see it like that. They're just interested in peace. That is it. They want comfort, they want peace, they want the rule of law, they want to get on with their lives. So it is a very difficult situation for the government, for the federal government, for the provincial government, and the people of this city. My guests hopefully would be able to shed more light on this and explain to us how we can find a solution to this problem, Karachi in general, Karachi in particular, and Pakistan in general, and also if the government, both federal and provincial, are making the right moves. My guests on my right, with great respect and honor, Mr. Agha Masood. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time out. On my left, dear friend, Air Vice Marshal retired, Mr. Abid. Thank you very much. And shortly, the former mayor of Karachi, Mr. Zaman, will also be joining us. He's caught in traffic. Abid, I'd like to start with you. It's a very delicate situation. It has to be treated very carefully. The previous government did not do so well in solving this problem. It actually compounded in many folds. Where are the solutions, and are these two governments, the provincial and the federal, making the right moves or not?
You see, it is such a complex subject. It's very difficult to find the
loose
end of the thread, from where to start. People say it started with creation of MQM, which was again a part of a political force that was created to face People's Party in the Awlak's time. It was armed, it was strengthened, it was given all kind of feed, the political feed, you can say. Then Karachi became a hub of lawlessness starting in 86, 87 time frame. And since then Karachi is burning actually.
I'd like to interject with one quick question. A lot of people say that what happened to Karachi in the 80s is also common for a port city of this magnitude? Karachi is one of the largest cities of the world
I don't.
and a port city.
Well,
I mean, port cities typically have this
see, the
tradition.
problems of port cities are that people from all over the country come there for livelihood, or because they provide better job opportunities, better business opportunities. And you see Bombay, you see Calcutta, you see Karachi, they fall in the same category. But lawlessness is, and then that terminating into these mafias and criminal gangs ruling the city, that is what is now Karachi's problem. Okay, then creation of MQM, and then the army action in '92, because lawlessness cannot be tolerated by any government. Now, what has gone wrong, in my opinion, I mean, you may disagree,
Sure.
is this 18th Amendment, which is reinforced that law and order is a provincial subject. With Qaim Ali Shah Sahab type people sitting who are not interested in solving this problem, who are ineffective, who are just not interested in resolving the problem. I mean, I'm not saying that the previous government was any better. Arbab's government was not as better. We have had home ministers from MQM, Mr. Wasim Akhtar, and we had this 12th May incident. We had this 9th April incident in 2008. They are actually shameful black dots on our face. Such things will happen in the presence of these law enforcement agents. Now, people will have to look for an out-of-box solution for this, which means when ANP says de-weaponize Karachi, MQM goes a step ahead and gives even more difficult proposition that de-weaponize the entire country. That means, in Punjabi they say, is a na karan wali gall hai. But in Karachi, somebody will have to take the step of de-weaponizing Karachi. Because the kind of weapons that is here, and party leaders have been saying, sell your fridges and buy guns. I mean, such a call is leading the society in an accelerated mode to destruction and, bad kind of thing. Now, with the 18th Amendment, I mean, government can't say that because it is provincial matter, the federal government will not take any action. I mean, they should come firm with firm hands and say, okay, you have failed, now we are in.
Okay, I want to invoke two things. 18th Amendment, where this becomes a provincial problem. I have a question, a perspective here, sir. Globally, there are provincial crimes, state crimes, or federal crimes. Like even in the United States of America, rape is a federal crime. FBI kicks in. A theft, a simple murder, anything else is a domestic crime. The police handles it. So yes, maybe theft, maybe robbery is a provincial matter. But when there are crimes which affect the whole country, should they not become federal matters?
And no, actually, Rao Sahab has very rightly said that after the 18th Amendment, it is a political and economic provincialism, provincial autonomy given to these provinces, which is not a bad thing, it's a very good thing. But the question is, how about the captain, of that province is responsible actually to check and to arrest the decline of these gangist activities in the city of Karachi. But I think that Nawaz Sharif Saab, when he took over the reign of the government, he was very much interested actually to see Karachi flourish as a city which generates about 25% of GDP to the country. And he's really very much interested actually to see that law and order prevails. And he's really interested that all political parties should come on one page and they should actually come out with their suggestions on how to improve the situation. And today, when I'm just discussing this matter, he had a very lengthy discussions with political parties and with the traders and with the industrialists. And all these people have given some very important suggestions, even maligning some time to the police and maligning to the rangers. But I think that maligning rangers or police is not a solution. Solution is how to go about, as Rao Sahab has very rightly said, that how to go about. For example, you come out with a suggestion, hundreds of suggestions have been given to the government, previous government, and to the present government today when we are
discussing. And even to the Supreme Court when the Supreme Court intervened.
Yes, but these suggestions, are welcome suggestions. You can welcome those suggestions. But the question is how to implement it. And when Chaudhary Nisar Saab, who is the Interior Minister, and he is also very much concerned about the situation in Karachi, when he said that I'm going to install Mr. Qaim Ali Shah as the captain, he's wrong, because I don't agree that Qaim Ali Shah can do anything. He didn't deliver for the last 5 years. He was the captain. He was the chief minister of.
And they had the federation too.
Yes, they had the federation. This time, even today, when we say that the provincial government is owned by People's Party, while Federation is owned by Muslim League Noon. But even Muslim League Noon, headed by Mr. Nawaz Sharif, they said we are going to extend all sort of help and support to you. So this attitude of the federal government regarding improvement of the situation in city of Karachi, bringing the culprits and the criminals, to the court and to the law. So I think that the today's meeting and today's I must use the word, if you allow me, today's convention, where everybody actually came out with his own thoughts and own suggestions. I think it's a very good thing. But again, I say that there is a lot of confusion, because again the question is, okay, when so many good pragmatic policies and pragmatic suggestions have been propounded, have been given to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, then question is, then who's going to solve it? Who's going to actually implement it? If the rangers are given the powers, extra power to the rangers still enjoy the extra powers. If the police gets more power, police enjoys the power. But question is, how about the political powers? Because it is the political powers, which can really wield which can deliver. If the political powers in the city of Karachi, they do not act, they do not cooperate with the federal government, if they do not cooperate, with the law enforcement agencies, I'm sure nothing will change.
Okay, I've got multitudes of questions just coming out here. I repeat that question which I asked Agha Sahab. There are crimes which are provincial, and there are crimes with which in America FBI and Pakistan FIA should take in. Forget Rangers, because a crime which is a neighborhood crime, a simple theft, that's a domestic crime. That's a provincial. But if it's terrorism, if it's murder, if it's serial murder, if it's rape, if these are crimes against humanity, they become a matter of the Federation. How come this does not exist in our Constitution or any other amendment, that a crime which is against the state is not a police matter, it's not a local police or the federal force, which in our case is FIA, should take over?
They do come in. There are certain crimes, for example, which are perceived to be anti-state. There are other agencies to look after that. But for a common man, street robbing,
so random murders.
No, I'm just coming to that. You see, in Karachi today, I was listening to all these party leaders who came out. The weakest argument came from one from People's Party. He said the police action should not be taken here because all those who took part in 92 operation have been killed. So the police is demoralized, police is scared, and therefore police should not be used, rangers should not be used, because anybody who takes part in this kind of an operation against these gangs will be,
but again, by global standards, they should come back with even bigger force.
Exactly, this is what I'm saying. Otherwise, why should somebody join the armed forces? Because the previous people fought a war and got killed. So should that deter you? Should that deter you?
I'm not going to defend the country anymore.
I'm not, because the enemy will kill me. You see, the state has to rise above these criminal elements. Most of the countries in the world have gone through these mafias. I mean, look at Europe, look at America.
Even Italy, oh my God.
Italy,
I've got Italy written. I want to come to Italy.
Okay,
one second.
now here,
hold that thought.
Now all these three big parties, they have their militant wings. Whether it is MQM, whether it is ANP.
Okay, I want you to know. I have a question here on this. I have a question because you mentioned Italy. I have a question here. We've repeatedly said that political parties have militant wings. Now I have a question. Like in maybe south of Italy, are these politicians who've got mafia wings, or these mafia wings, mafiosis who've got political parties beholden, and political parties can't help but be in their control? I mean, who's bigger here?
No.
Well,
let him say, then I'll join.
Okay.
No, then you say.
Because in Italy, mafia controls politics. Well, it used it.
Well, here also maybe. I mean, I can't say that with authority. I don't know much about it. But
you see what I'm
for
saying?
a common man, whether he is from mafia or political party, they hurt me equally.
Thank you. Fair enough. That's the bottom line.
Okay. So I would like to join. What he said. As regard the mafias are concerned, if you go to Italy, you find that in Italy, even the political parties actually they control the mafia, not the mafia otherwise. But sometimes they become independent, and become very horrible and challenge the government. In Pakistan, what happened? I'll give you one example. There is a very comprehensive report published in the United States recently, 2 days ago, and that report was translated in different newspapers of Pakistan. And in that report, it was mentioned that all political parties in the city of Karachi or in Sindh, they have the political wings. They have the militant wings, and these militant wings operate at their behest. So this is the report which comprises of 20 pages. And if you go through that paper, go to the Google and you'll find that report. So what I say that if the political parties actually have these militant wings and they are not able actually to control them, so then the responsibility squarely lies on those political parties. They have to come out. They have to come with the pledge and with the commitment that yes, if we are going to restore peace in the city of Karachi and see that commercial hub should get its previous position, like like the investment,
Sure.
like the job opportunities for the people, and like peaceful conditions in the city. So I think that political parties have to play the role, and if they desist, from playing that role, I think hell will lose in Karachi.
Okay, now we're going to take a short break. Mr. Fahim Zaman is also here. Join us in a moment. But I'm going to leave you with this question. Cosa Nostra controls political maneuvering. In Pakistan, in Karachi, the dynamics are strange. My question, when we come back from the break, why do political parties need to have any say in dealing with crime? Crime is crime. If political parties don't have a say in dealing with rape, if political parties don't have a say in dealing with theft, in dealing with income tax corruption, in dealing with customs corruption, why do political parties have a say in murders on the street, in extortion, unless the political parties are willing to come out and say that they have a say, which is very alarming. Let's take a short break. Thank you for staying with us. You're watching Perspectives. Mr. Fahim Zaman, thank you for joining us. And also our T has arrived, which was not here earlier. So I guess we're all perked up. Question, sir, which I raised while you were listening as we were standing there. Why do political parties have any kind of interest or say in dealing with such rampant crime in a city the magnitude of Karachi?
To be very honest, they should have no concern whatsoever. This question that you are raising actually should be raised by police, rangers, and other law enforcement agencies. Okay? The only problem is, as soon as, all political parties agree that there should be an impartial crackdown on crime, and as soon as the crime starts, everybody starts complaining that their workers, they are being victimized. Now, who is victimizing who? I don't understand. So, at the end of the day, you see, until you look at what's happening today in Karachi in its historical perspective, how things have deteriorated. Today, I was listening to the Prime Minister of Pakistan and he said, I don't want to go into the history. I just want to take action against what is happening right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's very nice. But can you move forward? Can you actually do it? Because until unless you understand the historical perspective of what is happening in Karachi, you cannot move forward. That's the problem. And anybody who says that they do not have militant wings, any political party that says that they do not patronize, just go and check how many people have been released from the police stations. We have 113, 114 police stations. Just take a look. Who all have been visiting, to get these criminals released. So, it's easy said than done. It's a real bad situation.
Fahim, okay. Now that you say that, my question was why do political parties? But just the fact that they have an interest shows that why do they have an interest? But you say blatantly they have an interest. If that's the situation, then it's all lost, because I don't think any political party, any politically elected government, any government, even somebody with a strong mandate like this government, is helpless. What can they do?
No, I mean, why should they be helpless? I mean,
Because
first of all, they have to demonstrate that they don't have any interest. The party in the government has to
But
demonstrate.
that's the federal party. The federal party, thank you, 18th Amendment, does not have an interest.
Quote again 18th Amendment. I said 18th Amendment is a very good,
No, sir, but that's
move.
fantastic.
No,
But that basically
listen,
keeps them out.
it's a very good move by the present government. The provincial autonomy has been given to provinces. That's very good. But I tell you that the present government is ready actually to extend help to the provincial government, because if the provincial government
extending help is not going to solve
that will be the matter. That's the basic matter. If the federal
and
government
the 18th Amendment keeps the federal government at bay.
No. The question is,
This is the wrong.
question is, till what
It's
time
not
should
independent
Islamabad wait for this government to deliver? 18th Amendment,
But then do what?
and then they should have the next step.
Which is?
Is it governor's rule? Is it otherwise,
But see, then it's a political conundrum.
doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, the solution lies outside MQM, ANP and People's Party. Somebody else will decide, because these three parties have been tried, they have failed to deliver.
Nawaz
And
Sharif said that in case the political parties don't come on the same page, then he's going to take a decision which
he should, therefore,
he will
Islamabad
take a
should take a
decision
decision here. I mean, you can't put 20 million people at the mercy of incompetent leadership handling police, which is politicized, which is criminalized, which is used for personal kind of
mafia.
It's a police itself is a mafia, and therefore, then Rangers. I mean, it is easy to say they've been given powers, but when they stop somebody, it doesn't stop. They fire at him. The whole media gets after that Ranger, and they get lodge an FIR in section 302.
And Rangers.
Please, we all sort of glorify.
I don't want to suggest here, but in all over the world, generally the solution to such issues have been, I mean, why should you spare an extortionist who threatens you for your life for 1 million rupees? What should be the punishment for him? Just going there and 3 months imprisonment? There are countries or target killers, where they have allowed extrajudicial killing. I don't want to say that here loudly on television and all that. But I'm saying, no, you may not do it. But then, you have to find some out-of-box solution.
Yes, that's right.
Why shouldn't you have special rules for Karachi? I mean, like Islamabad, the federal territory. You declare this. And then
you have a metropolitan police in Karachi.
why not metropolitan police?
Why can't you have?
This is what I'm saying. You will have to look beyond the existing arrangement.
I mean, anti-terrorist force or
ANP
whatever.
says it doesn't have militant wings. MQM says de-weaponize everybody else except us. And they were talking last year about making Hazara province. When you ask them about the formula, what is your formula? And now, for the last 1 year, they're quiet. So what I'm saying is, all solutions given by these three parties start from others' territory.
Sir, what is you? The report I was just referring to, the report reveals that this kidnapping and extortion has become an industry in Pakistan, and especially in the city of Karachi. So when it has become an industry, so they have the vested interest, and the vested interest means that the political parties are very much, interested. They are, these people actually, they work under the umbrella of the political parties. I know so many people because I started my career as a reporter. Then I still know, because I compare so many programs on television. I know that these political parties have a very strong hand, and they have this a strong hand, and that is the reason that why city of Karachi is not coming to the normalcy. If anybody, actually, for example, Rao Saab is given a charge actually to bring about the peace in city of Karachi. I tell you that these same political parties which have been crying, hue and cry that why the peace is not being restored, they will actually oppose him, because they don't want that there should be some pragmatic approach towards the peace in city of Karachi, because they are interested. It has become an industry, as the report reveals.
So when you say pragmatic approach, I mean, what pragmatic approaches are available to us?
Look,
without being diplomatic, practically, can you do governance? I don't think so.
Look, if I was the top cop in Karachi, what I would do is, I would first of all, there are, as I said, there are 113 police stations. Every day, every police station lodges or delivers a report that these many people have been killed, these many crimes have been committed. Map them. See where it is.
Allow me to interrupt. When you say, if you're not the top cop, you will never be the top cop, because
I agree.
The very good reason is because you're a troublemaker. given the dynamics that we live in today, as a Karachiite, where is our salvation? Do we see hope in this fantastic, very delicate trip the Prime Minister is making? Will this really lead to anything? No. Because this problem has been there forever. This will go. But then where is the solution? Where is the real practical solution?
No, actually, I don't. Sorry, allow me. I think it's not possible actually to go the things like that. This time, I think the present government actually has decided to bring about change, and this
Okay.
change will definitely come. And the way actually
God willing, we hope so.
all the political parties, including the
government you're talking about?
I'm talking about federal government in association, in alliance with the provincial government, because they have said that we cannot take any decision without the permission of the provincial government, as Mr. He has been referring to the 18th Amendment. So what I think that this time it will be not easy actually to forego. Let Karachi should burn, let the extortionists play the good. No, this time they have to take a very strong action, and Nawaz Sharif is staying for 2 days. Tomorrow he is going to meet us.
Yes.
Tomorrow he will be meeting the journalists, and definitely he'll be asking, okay, what is your opinion? How about we can bring the peace in the city of Karachi? I still say that this would be not so easy. You come, discuss, Guftan, Nashestan, Barkhastan. This time the action will have to be taken place. Otherwise, this commercial hub, Shahrag, this commercial hub, will affect the growth of the economy and the growth of Pakistan.
Right.
The issues are extremely complex. The solution is not merely use of force, okay, may it be from federal government or the local government.
All right.
Okay. The Prime Minister and his team, the Chief Minister and his team needs to first understand what is the problem. They need to understand where this violence is actually taking place. I was looking at Karachi's map today. There's hardly any violence or murder. One odd case. I'm not talking about
In a city this
Defense, Clifton, Peace Switches. So many of the areas. 25% of all violence resulting into death, or what you call target killing, is focused in and around Liari and Old City areas, which link. I'm talking about almost 400 out of 1,800 deaths in first 8 months. Okay, have been concentrated in and around that area. Korangi is about 155 as compared to about 400. Mango Pir, Surjani, 180. So, but that too, not in the whole of Mango Pir and
well-defined
so these are well-defined pockets. Okay, the data, the population census data is available. The geography is available. The police stations are there. The CID is there. See, the problem is that there are X number of militant groups operating in Karachi. Now, every other political party or political group, okay, or any interest group has no option but to counter or match the force that is wielded by these militant groups. In return, what is happening is you see private security guards, and in turn you see private security guards looting the banks, etc., etc. You see, on one hand, you see severe militarization of this society of Karachi. On the other hand, you see severe criminalization. Now, it's very easy to say the Prime Minister has come in, he's going to do this. The Chief Minister, they can't do anything. You see, it's
way too complex.
Karachi, just 2 days back, a man killed 2 of his kids and wanted to take a leap and die. Okay? That is the predicament of the city. You have people who are extremely rich, okay, who drive with truckloads of security guards, private guards, policemen, etc., etc. And then you have people who have been completely abandoned. People living in Kuwari colony. Maybe there is a group of Taliban or Lashkar-e-Jhangvi there, or people living in Liari. There is Aman committee there. Then you have Kachirata committee there. Then you have I can keep on naming, and I have no issue. Please tell me, everybody says the biggest problem of Karachi, there are mafias operating. The first mafia, they say, land mafia. Do you honestly believe that the director land of KNC, the police, the SHO of the area, or the DIG They don't know who these people are. I mean, I can give you a whole list of these people who are involved in encroaching and, taking over chunks of land.
And you can't even hide that.
No, I mean, it's there. I mean, Jannat Gul town. Jannat Gul is a measly land grabber. Now there is a town by the name. Ittihad town, Muhammad Khan, created this Ittihad town. You can go on and on. ISI, MI, IB, police, rangers, everybody. I mean, all these institutions or these organizations, what do? They collect information and they sit on that information. Okay? Because now, even if there is an officer who wants to move against us, somebody sitting in either in PPP, either in MQM, either in PMLN, okay, either in one of these parties, okay, will come to rescue because this guy is going to serve them. Now, until unless we start calling spade a spade, okay, it's, I mean, you're talking about PMLN. I can give you a whole list of people, okay, who have been affiliated with PMLN or Pakistan Muslim League, and they were the biggest land grabbers of the city. So please, what are you talking about, Abid?
You see, he is gone a step ahead of what I had said. He has given you that this information already exists.
Sure.
And today, a lot of such lists, I am told, have been presented to the Prime Minister.
Yeah, exactly. With the map.
Yes.
With the maps as well.
And now, that means, should you, after today, be held hostage again by another political indecision, political inability to, exercise their power, exercise their, the responsibility that they hold because they've been elected by people to look after your life, provide you security. So this is what I'm saying repeatedly, that if the provincial government fails and takes refuge under 18th Amendment, somebody has to come from top. That maybe no more.
Sir, I fully endorse you because when Chaudhry Nisar, the interior ministry has been repeatedly saying that we are going to make Qais Militia as the captain. And Qais Militia Saab, for the last 5 years, as I know him, he has been totally miserably failure. He could not actually deliver. And even today, when we talk about the law and order situation in Karachi, the presence of the Prime Minister, who is very much concerned how to improve the situation, Mr. Qais Militia is right sitting there. And I still say that he will be not in a position actually to deliver. So I fully endorse what Rao Saab has said, that somebody from Islamabad and a collective decision has to be taken. You cannot leave Karachi like this. If you leave Karachi at the mercy of these mafias and the political gangs and the criminals, then okay, then nobody is safe. You cannot come out of your home. And if this situation prevails, I tell you that will be a doomsday. So I don't think a doomsday will come to Karachi. There are so many intelligent people in Karachi. They are very much concerned. They have some suggestions and they know how to tackle the situation. It's not so complex. It has been made complex because sometimes when you take independent decision, we say, okay, these 12 areas where the gangs operate and they kill the people, they kidnap them and they take money. So these 12 areas which have been totally identified and they have complete information about the gangs operating under the umbrella of the political parties. If across the board action is taken, I believe there will be some respite, there will be some change, there will be some reforms. And if the actions are not taken, and if you just leave at the mercy of rangers and the police, I don't think there will be any significant change. The significant change will only come when there is a action across the board, and if the political parties who have been crying that Karachi should be saved from the gangs and the mafias, if they do not cooperate, let action should be taken against them as well.
De-weaponization, you mentioned earlier. A lot of parties offer de-weaponization, but then they shy away. Is de-weaponization, and I remember the de-weaponization back in, I think, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Is it possible? And is it also fair
You see,
to de-weaponize Karachi?
It should be made possible by a strong will.
Just one second. When you say de-weaponization, is that disarming of legal weapons, or is that disarming of illegal weapons?
Why should you need a weapon to begin with?
But
the state machinery should be such.
But that isn't.
Okay. So,
given where we stand today,
the question is, I mean, in Islamabad, they say weapons should not be shown in public. And if they are shown, then and it's shown on television also. Most of these MNAs, when they go to the assembly, the senators, they take their weapons, and these are visible. Now, they cannot be more blatant violation of their own rules. Now, in Karachi,
how can you de-weaponize?
in Karachi, I mean, in last 5 years, I think 300,000 licenses were issued by Mr. Zulfikar Mirza. He admitted himself that he has given all this. Should you cancel them? Should you have a check post entering Karachi that no weapon will come in?
Sir, how about the containers?
What about the containers? I mean, 19,000 containers.
That is the biggest joke. Anybody who made that statement at Supreme Court, you know, should have been.
90,000 is a lot of containers.
No. Okay, not 90,000, but I will tell you. No, it is. I will tell you, it may not be 19,000, but few thousand containers have been, you know, diverted en route to Peshawar.
For last 1 week, there is a headlines in newspapers that targeted operation is going to take place against the criminals. And these criminals, when they read the news, okay, the action will take, they all disappeared and they have gone underground. Okay, so you're going to take this action.
Ask anybody in ISAC, in the spokesman in Afghanistan, or one of the, they'll tell you that all the ammos and ammunitions you're talking about, okay, 99.99% it's flown, not trucked. What the containers that have been pilfered had generators, crockery, food items, and God knows what. Transit items. The M4 rifles, the M16 rifles, the G3 rifles, they are not transported by these containers. Okay, please ask somebody, please check with them. I mean, are these containers, how many containers loaded with weapons have, I'm not talking about Humvees, I'm not talking about trucks, I'm talking about the small arms, you know, LMGs, that kind of weapons. They're not transported in containers.
But that, with that said, with that said, where and how is it possible, and is it even fair? And I would use two words: de-weaponization and disarming. Can the city be disarmed? Given the law and order situation?
In long term, yes. In short term, you see, the government has to implement. I mean, these street crimes, I mean, people carrying these smaller weapons, they're not difficult to apprehend. The guards were sitting in these double cabins behind any VVIP. It is not difficult. You see, this society has to, somebody will have to come with a very strong iron hand, and that step needs to be taken tomorrow morning, not after 6 months or deliberation.
Only solution. If you ask people that please come and surrender, nobody's going to ask questions, nobody's going to surrender their weapons.
Exactly.
If people know that there is a law, you caught with a weapon, illegal weapon, okay, or violating any, you'll be hanged
straight away in 3 days, 4 days, 7 days.
Believe me, people will, their weapons are going to rust, they will not come out. You know, this street crime that is taking place today, you talk to people in the street, they'll tell you, these are two-bit common criminals, street criminals.
Anybody can become a street criminal.
What we used to call at our university days chochoras. Now every chochora has a bloody gun. Okay, and now he's pointing at you and give it to me. He knows he's not going to be caught. You know, there is a joke.
The factor is such you will give.
There's a proverb, I don't know if you guys heard it or not. In Karachi, you will not be caught for committing a murder. You will be caught if you try to commit suicide in public.
Faisal, what I tell you, Faisal, the de-weaponization of Karachi, you know, it's not possible. You know, there's 100 groups, they have the weapons. But it is possible that the political parties actually, they should be taken into confidence, and they should play a role. If they are really interested to bring peace in Karachi, they want Karachi should flourish, and they want Karachi should really regenerate the income, the 25% GDP. If they are really interested, because these political parties come out with a statement that, oh my God, Karachi is dying, the people are dying, that's fact. But then ask them that Karachi is dying, and the Karachi, you know, is limited because of the economic situation. So why don't they ask their own political, you know, workers to surrender the arms? They can do it. And if they don't want, I tell you, I agree with Rao Saab that you have to take a very hard and very strict action. And if you will not take, then then the neuro.
I'll go a step back. You see, that time is over in my opinion. Talking to political parties, taking them to confidence. Otherwise, Mr. Qaim Ali Shah would have done it in the last 5 years. There's 6th year running. He's the only chief minister who cannot blame all these ills on the previous government.
Sure.
He is continuing his own tenure.
Is he the chief minister?
Then he should resign. To me, it doesn't matter.
That again is irrelevant.
Yeah. You see, look at his interest. We've done these 2 programs on education.
Yeah, sure.
Every year our media covers the cheating element, the booty mafia and all that. What action has he taken? The ghost schools, the teachers, who get salaries. In fact, some of the government officials take that. Look at the traffic situation of Karachi today. I say anybody who comes without a license on the road is challenging the rate of the government.
Yeah.
That I don't agree with.
Licenses are still in your pocket. People with illegal registration plates.
Illegal registration, wrong way on the traffic. The policeman is watching. Today I saw 2 policemen coming on the wrong way. I stopped them. I said, if you are doing that, how can I check somebody else? And if you collide with me and you die, then I'll get involved under Section 307. Fault is yours. He said, sir, the U-turn is so far away.
But I tell you, this time,
Sir, closing notes as well.
this time the Prime Minister actually, since he's come and he's going to stay for 2 days, tomorrow he's going to meet us. I think that he has some very tangible program, and the program is very clear. What Rao Sahab has been telling, that he has to take action, and if he will not take action, I tell you, then these gangsters and these people, who are playing with the lives of the people and the honor and dignity and extortionists, all these people, they will get upper hand again, and with such a force that even these rangers and the police, they will be not in a position actually to combat them. This is my view. This is my view. Somebody may disagree, but this is my view.
I think the biggest problem about Karachi is our establishment and ruling elites' ignorance and hypocrisy. Until we start calling a spade, nobody will sit on a television program or even write in a newspaper that all major political parties, starting with the MKM, have militant wings. They cater for criminals. They protect criminals. Okay, and it's not just a political party. Okay, it's element in your intelligence agency, element in your police, elements in ranger, all of these. Now, Karachi is only considered, because it is the financial jugular, etc., a good source of a pound of flesh. Until this, people of Karachi realize what is happening to them, nobody is going to come to their rescue. Nobody from Islamabad, Lahore, or Ladakana is going to come and fix it.
Surgery should start tomorrow morning. In my knowledge, there is no other solution. You take the example how Singapore was cleaned, how Kuala Lumpur was cleaned, or New York was cleaned. You see, you cannot negotiate with these criminals, whether they are in political parties, whether they are in the streets, and enough time has been given to them in the name of reconciliation, People's Party has done so much of damage to this country that is now somebody needs a surgical approach to correct that.
Refer to the people, for example, like KL, like Singapore, all these, big people like Liu Kuan, like Mahathir Mohamad, and like the mayor of the New York, actually, they had the political will. And when they decided that we have to eliminate these bastards actually who was creating, problems for the society, they did it. And the criminals were, they were apprehended. And it was across the board, operation that was done. And see in Singapore what happened, what's happened in Malaysia. So when you refer about how to combat these people, how to just check these people, how to arrest these people, I tell you it's a political will as well. Sure. If the political will is there, I think things will take shape. If the political will is lacking, then Mr. Qaim Ali Shah will rule the roost. That's what I say.
Thank you very much for the time out. Just a very quick parting note. Whatever it takes, I think it's time that somebody took a very strong stand. And it's simple to do. Just need to take that final and firm decision that needs to be done. Thank you very much. Until next time, good night.